I did a video last week about the police. One of the things that they're talking about, or a proposal, should I say, is giving police powers to disqualify drivers at the roadside if they're caught, over the limit, or they've been taking something they shouldn't do up the nasal passages or whatever else it happens to be. I set out my stall what I thought of this in that due process should take place. And we have that already. Police can already remove somebody from the roadside. If they fail a roadside test, they get arrested and taken into the station. And then it's due to the process of law, which can sometimes take far longer than it needs to, granted, to do something about it. This generated a few emails and a few comments. If you think this is a step too far, and a move towards a police state kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about it. Now, I wanted to pick out a couple of messages that people left me, which I thought were quite interesting, and read them to you. And then you can let me know what you think as well. Here's the first one. Hi, Andy. Regarding your video on the idea of police roadside disqualification, it's utter madness. My concerns are varied on this, and none appear good for drivers. As a driver in my 60s, police don't tend to bother me on the road. However, police brought out a new swab test about 7 years ago, and it apparently tests for numerous substances with a swab used in a driver's mouth at the roadside. Yeah, I've heard about this. This might be a serious problem if I were to be stopped and tested. Before I was age 40, I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis, which has gradually got worse over the past 20 years. I have a friend who suffers as well, and it's very painful, very painful. My main medication for this pain has always been morphine, and this is a derivative of something else, beginning with H. I'm not going to mention it just in case, which is tested when using the swab. Fortunately, I've never had this test and only been stopped once in the last decade. I'll add that I've never made a car insurance claim since the few incidents I've had never amounted to any significant damage. I obviously take my medication with me and also keep some in my car just in case I'm ever delayed anywhere. But just imagine I was stopped and swabbed by the police and they believe that I used it, whilst I'm trying to explain it's my medication. It's hard to believe that a copper looking at the swab result would let me drive away. Too many cops already abuse their powers, so giving them extra at the roadside is not a good idea, especially when motorists now have targets on their backs for simply generating revenues. It's truly sickening how motorists have gone from being a priority on the road to being relegated to third place behind cyclists and pedestrians that pay nothing for the upkeep of their road networks. There's one example of what somebody thinks of all this right there. And, very valid concerns. There was another one as well who, approached it from more of a legal side of things, or what they decided to be a legal side of things. Have a listen to this. Hi, Andy. One of the fundamentals of English law is that you cannot be a judge in your own cause. If someone makes a complaint or an accusation, then that is their cause. It is fundamental that someone else must judge it, whether it's a single judge, a panel of 3 judges, or a jury, etc. The person making the complaint or accusation cannot judge it. So if a policeman accuses anyone of anything, the maximum he can do is lay a charge. It would always be for a future court to assess the charge and come to a decision or a verdict. That's the law of the land. Always has been, always will be. Anything else is unlawful. And if anything is unlawful, then it's illegal and void. A legally trained person would add ab initio, which means at the outset, from the start. So there you go. A couple of opinions there on this from the roadside, and also possible legal ramifications as well. I had an inbox absolutely full of this, really, with various comments and feedback on it. And I could read out a few more, but just a couple there for you. Let me know what you think in the comments. And, if you want to watch another one of my videos on this kind of thing, do that one there. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.